It is Friday in the NBA. We got 9 games on the slate, and I got 3 bets that I love so much that I'm putting 1.5 units on them. So make sure you stick around for all of that. But before we get into that, there's an elephant in the room, and what is it? 15,000 subscribers. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys absolutely have been smashing that subscribe button. And per usual, it's another 1,000 subscriber milestone. So of course, boom, you see the parlay. It is on the screen. The payout over $15,000. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, you might not know what we're talking about here. But if this parlay cashes today, we're giving away half the winnings to you guys. All you got to do is be subscribed to the channel. It's that simple. Now I know you're probably thinking, these odds are ridiculous. There's no way this hits. And truthfully, you're probably right. But last time at 14,000 subscribers, we just missed by 1 leg. We had 4 legs, crazy value. We missed by 1 leg. Kristaps Porzingis, a double-double and a win. Mavs lost outright. Kristaps didn't get that. He got injured, actually. But we got a chance today. I love all these legs. I'll talk about them at the end of the video. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That's all you have to do. And then you might have a chance to win this money. Also, click that like button and share the video with a friend. Let's keep growing this community. Once we hit 16,000 subscribers, we'll do another parlay giveaway. Now let's get into yesterday's picks. We'll get into today's in a second. 1-1 on the day. And, you know, if Anthony Davis hits a three-pointer, he attempts 4 attempts. The previous 3 games, he'd only attempted 4 combined. Whatever. Derek White nailed his PRA, easily hit his over. Now, you see, the best bet segment is really struggling, and I think it's straight bad luck. Now, we've been betting things that might have been hitting, you know, they hit the next day or the next, 3 games. It's been ridiculous. So today we'll have 3 best bets of the day, 1.5 unit each, because I love all of them that much. We'll have our usual 2 spreads and over-under picks, and we'll have 2 more player props at the end. We got a lot to go down, and then we'll break down the parlay at the end. Because I'm feeling nice today, I'll give you guys a full recap. So just sit back, relax. You don't have to take a bunch of screenshots of my face. You can just take one at the end of the video, and then we'll get into it. Also, if you want some exclusive sportsbook sign-up bonuses, boom, you can click that first link in the description, dimers.com/COS. And today, I consider bringing back a trusty friend of mine, something we brought back last year. The good old rally cap, but you know what? I don't think we need it today. I think we can survive without it, and so we're gonna get into it. Without further ado, the first best bet of the day, and if 2 of these 3 best bets don't cash, I'll do whatever the most liked comment is down below. I will do that within reason. Don't make it too crazy. Now, on video tomorrow. Tyrese Halliburton, over 5.5 assists, -135 on Caesars. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's the Kings' starting point guard / shooting guard. More point guard, though, as of late. And he's actually been initiating this offense a lot more than De'Aaron Fox has recently. Now, today they take on the Charlotte Hornets, who are yet again to have a majority of their key players, LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Mason Plumlee, etc., etc. And this game has the highest over-under on the slate, 228.5 points. Now, the Kings, since they've had a changing of the guard, they fired Luke Walton about 8 games ago. Alvin Gentry has been running this team. And in the 8 games, and what Alvin Gentry prides himself on is moving the ball fast and getting up and down the court. In the 8 games since Walton was fired, Tyrese cashed this in 6 of the games. One of the games, he finished on the hook with 5. Another game, which was against a good defensive team in the Clippers. Another game was against the Grizzlies that they got blown out. He only played 20 minutes in. Now, my 2 biggest reasons for here, the Hornets, over their past 7 games, giving up the most assists per game to opposing teams, and they've allowed 13 players over their past 8 games to go over this. That's the likes of Seth Curry, who doesn't average that many assists. Even Trae Young had 15 assists for this versus team. The Bulls had 3 players hit this over, and I think they all had 7+ assists. And the biggest thing here is really Halliburton, the opportunity. He's been the ball handler for this team, and since Walton was fired, he's been averaging 13.9 assist opportunities per game. Over his last 3 games, that number is up to 15. There's a reason he's in that parlay giveaway. I think he's had a good chance to maybe get 10 today, which is crazy value, but he's had 11 in 2 of the past 3 games, high over-under. Think he gets it done tonight. We're taking Tyrese Halliburton. Now you look at De'Aaron Fox, he's averaging 4 or 5 less assist opportunities per game. Really, the offense is being initiated by Halliburton, not a guy that necessarily looks for his own shot, wants to get his teammates the ball. We're riding with Halliburton, over 5.5 assists, 1.5 unit. Now let's go to another 1.5 unit play. Luka Doncic, over 15.5 rebounds plus assists. Now, Luka and the Mavericks, if you don't have this, they're traveling to Indiana to take on the Pacers. If you don't have this rebounds plus assists prop, I likely lean towards his rebounds, and there's a reason we got him as a triple-double. Let's talk about it. Now, Luka Doncic averaging 8 rebounds per game, 8.5 assists per game on the year, total of 16.5, so 1 above this reason. But on the road this season, he's up that. He's gone up to 18.2 rebounds plus assists per game, averaging almost 9 per for each of them. Now, on the season, Luka averaging 17.7 assist chances per game, 12.3 rebound chances per game. And let's talk now Luka's game log. Over his past 10 games, he's averaging 18.1 rebounds plus assists per game, and he's hit the over in 7 of those games. Now, the 3 misses, one of them he ended with 14, and then the 2 others he ended on the hook with 15 each. Now, I think tonight he bounces back, 1.5 unit play, best bet segment, because he's taking on the Pacers, who have really, he's dominated in the course of his career. In his last 3 games against them, he's had 24, 18, and 17 rebounds plus assists combined. That 24 his last game was a triple-double. Now, I expect that trend to continue today because if you think about the Pacers personnel, Miles Turner, Domantas Sabonis, two guys that are, mid-range or they're shooting deep threes. Well, hello, they actually give up one of the fewest rebounds per game to opposing centers because those guys are all the way out on the perimeter. I believe Luka will be down in the paint a lot and just corralling some rebounds from those bricks they're firing it up. So I really like Luka today, and they've been giving up a ton of rebounds to opposing guards and forwards. So I think you got Luka, you'll be down there probably guarding Chris Duarte or just really chilling, just kind of rotating and just guarding the guy in the corner, rotating in to grab the rebounds. Love Luka today as Porzingis and Dwight Powell both out on the perimeter. So I think Luka is going to snag some ball. Pause. All right, we need to get into the next play. We're going a final 1.5 unit play of another best bet of the day, the Scotty Barnes SGP. Now, you guys, if you can't place the same game parlay, just sit back and listen. Now, Scotty Barnes, 10 plus points, 6 plus rebounds, 2 plus assists, minus 117, I believe. Now, I refuse to be denied on this bet. Now, we took this a couple games ago, and it was just a slap in the face because we did not deserve what we got. Now, today, you got the Raptors taking on my Knicks. They'll be without OG Anunoby, Kem Birch, Precious Lachua, maybe even some more players. And, I love him. I love Scotty, and I refuse. I really think the last time this didn't hit is solely because of the best bet segment. Now, Scotty Barnes had 1 assist on 2 assist chances in that game. Yeah, that was what ruined us. He did not get the assists. And fun fact, before that game, he had 14 assists, 2 plus assists in 14 straight games. So naturally, of course, the cursed best bet segment got him. But today, I think he's cashing this SGP for us today. Now, OG Anunoby, we're just going to take the 10 games that he has been out. Scotty Barnes averaging 13 points. OG Anunoby obviously out today. Barnes has been averaging 13.8 points per game, 7.7 rebounds per game, and 4 assists per game, 36 minutes played. He's hit 10 plus points in 9 of those 10 games, 6 plus rebounds in all 10, so he probably won't get the rebounds today. Oh God, I just jinxed it. And 2 plus assists in 9 of those 10 games. He's cashed this bet as a whole in 8 of his past 10, and in terms of his last 14 games, he's cashed it in 12 of his last 14. I refuse to be denied today. I think this is cashing today. I'm placing the same game parlay, 1.5 units, and it's another best bet. I think he's going to get it. And like I said, if 2 of these 3 don't cash, which is actually 66% of the chance, then I'll do whatever the most liked comment is down below. Within reason on video tomorrow, you can count me in. Now let's get into some spreads and over-unders. Just don't make it something crazy, please. I don't need that in my life. Now we're moving on to spread pick. Cavaliers plus 1.5 versus the Timberwolves, minus 110 FanDuel. Now I'm going to keep this one rather simple. The Cavs, they've been an absolute wagon this year. People keep telling me to bet their spread, so fine, you're here. Now, right now, they've covered they're against the spread record 19-5-2. They're 9-0 against the spread in their last 9 road games, and they take on the Timberwolves team today. Now, the biggest thing here I love for the Cavs, the defense. They are absolutely unreal. I've seen some clips rotating around on social media with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen just switching left and right on defenders, playing great defense. And that's why I love this team, because this team has the 4th highest defensive rating in the league. Darius Garland playing super well, getting healthy with Lauri Markkanen. The GOAT, Kevin Love, off the bench, doing really well. Isaac Okoro, legends. All these guys play really good defense, and I love them. And I think they match up super well against the Timberwolves. Now, you look at the Timberwolves, they've lost 4 straight games, culminated by a 32-point blowout to the Utah Jazz at home. And like Kat has said in the past, in terms of losses, when it rains, it pours. Now, we don't know. You look at the Timberwolves, 6-9 against the spread at home. And Cleveland 10-2-1 against the spread on the road this season. Like I said, we don't know if D'Angelo Russell is playing their starting point guard. I'll ride with the Cavaliers in this one. I also think Jared Allen has a big game today, but maybe we'll add his prop later on in the day. Now, over under the day, we kind of already spoiled it. Kings Hornets, I'm taking the over, 228.5 points. Now, I'll list one of the highest over-unders on the slate, and it's for good reason. And honestly, I think this line should be higher. Now, since the Hornets have been missing all their key players, they've really decided, it's going to be hard to stop a lot of teams. We're not going to be able to stop them in defense, so we're just going to outscore them. Very similar to what the Wizards did all of last year with Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. They knew their defense was struggling, so we're just going to flat out outscore you, and that's what they tried to do, and that's what this version of the Hornets is trying to do. Now, they've scored over the past couple games without all their guys, 257 points combined with the Hawks, 251 with the Sixers, and then the second game with the Sixers, just 216. Now, here they get the Kings, which, like I talked about, they had a head coaching change. Since those last 8 games, they're averaging over 115 points per game. These two teams rank 3rd and 5th in the NBA in terms of the fastest pace that they play at, and the Kings will likely be without their center, Richaun Holmes. So I could feel like they won't, and he's one of their defensive anchors, so now they're just going to say, you know what, we're just going to have to outgun you. And in 4 games without Holmes this season, which I considered last game a game without Holmes, as he only played 10 minutes, so it was injured in the first quarter. They've combined for 272 points last game versus the Magic, 229, 278, 246. And those are all teams that are just hitting the over nonstop easily. In my opinion, if this game were last year, this set over-under would be like 237.5. Today we're getting at 228.5, given, the over-unders are hitting so high. unders were hitting at such a high rate earlier on in the season. These two teams played earlier last season. They combined for 250 points in one of them. And then, I mean, these two teams, they played earlier actually this season. They combined for 250. Last season, they combined for 238 and 253. I'm all in. Two high-powered offenses. I'm all in. Now, two of the final legs, they're actually parlay legs. We're taking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 22.5 points, minus 118. Shai, SGA, has been feasting recently, and it really comes down to shot attempts and free throw attempts because this man's been on a tear. Over his last 4 games, he's hit this over. Well, he hasn't hit he's hit his over, but hit this over only 3 of 4, including 3 straight. He's at 22, 39, 30, and 26 points. Today, they're back at home. Biggest thing, he's getting to the free throw line like crazy. Well, guys are struggling to get to the line. He's just making it look easy. He's at 12, 15, and 16 free throws in the last 3 games alone. He's getting to the line at will, and I think he will continue to do that against this Lakers squad, who he's actually, we already know they struggle to guard opposing guards, and SGA has dominated them twice already this season. He scored 28 and 27 points versus Lakers squad. They're back at home, and the biggest thing really is the Thunder need SGA to score. He's their number 1 option. They're going to need him to put up a bunch of shots, like 18 to 20 plus shots tonight, and given he's normally a pretty efficient shooter, I think he gets it done. Now, you look at this Lakers team, currently giving up they're committing the 4th most fouls in the league, so we could see SGA getting to the line pretty frequently. There's just a bunch of old guys that don't really want to guard this guy, and I could see SGA going over this. We'll talk about him a little bit more in a couple seconds. Now, final player prop of the day, Jae'Sean Tate over 3.5 assists, minus 130. Now, a lot of people might be confused who Jae'Sean Tate is, and he plays for the Rockets, and currently he's actually running the point guard position for him. He's actually been controlling the point. You look at the Rockets, they'll be without Kevin Porter Jr., they'll be without Jalen Green, they're obviously not even playing John Wall, and so the ball actually goes into Jae'Sean Tate's hands a lot of the times. He's hit this over 3.5 assists 6 straight games. He's had 5 assists in the majority of those games, and now he gets a match against the Bucks, who are, over the past 7 games, giving up the 3rd most assists per game to opposing point guards. They're giving up the 5th most assists per game to opposing teams as a whole. This is a smash spot for Tate here, who struggled with foul trouble last game, and he sometimes does struggle with foul trouble, but he's still been handling the rock a bunch, and this is a shorthanded Rockets team that's going to need to play him a lot of minutes. Kevin Porter Jr. has missed the last 2 games, which has resulted in 8.5 assist chances for Jae'Sean Tate, but over his last 6 games as a whole, that number's up to 9.2. Even with KPJ averaging 13 assist chances himself, Tate's going to have the ball in his hands a bunch, and I think he gets it done tonight. At least he gets us 4, but hopefully he gets us 6, because now we're talking about the parlay time, and we're talking about Tyrese Halliburton first. Now, this leg, 10 plus assists, hitting 2 of the past 3 games, and that was 11 plus assists, so giving us even an extra cushion. Obviously, one of my best bets of the day, 1.5 units on his normal, over 5.5 assists. Then he gets it done to over under 228.5. You know I like the over, so we're riding with him. Now, Luka Doncic, he's had a triple-double last game versus the Pacers. Hasn't had one in a couple games. I think he's due. You look at it, he had a triple-double, and then he waited 3 games, had another one, waited 4 games. Hopefully he has another one tonight against the Pacers. Jae'Sean Tate, his 6+ assist line. He's hit this in 3 of his past 5 games. Great matchup versus the Bucks, and I think he'll get it done. SGA, 30-plus points. He's hit this in 2 of his past 3 games. Obviously, at 27 and 28 points versus the Lakers. I think he's playing arguably the best basketball of his career recently. He's really shooting the ball a lot for the shorthanded, really offensively limited Thunder team. So I think he gets it done tonight at home, where he actually plays a little bit better, averages a point per game higher, shoots the ball a little bit better. Now, reminder, that's the parlay. If it cashes, the winnings, half of it going away to you guys. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel, and you don't have to like it or share it with a friend, but I would appreciate it if you did. Now, let's recap all of the legs. Now we're just going to go bottom to top as I look at my plays on the Jae'Sean Tate over 3.5 assists, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 22.5 points. We had the Hornets, Kings over 228.5 points. We had the Cavaliers plus 1.5. Just take their money line if that line changes throughout the day. We had the Scotty Barnes, SGP, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. That's all we need. Then that was a 1.5 unit play. Luka Doncic over 15.5 rebounds plus assists, another 1.5 unit play. Then we had the final one, Tyrese Halliburton over 5.5 assists, another 1.5 uniter. We're going to have a great Friday. Let's go into the weekend making some money. If you're watched this long, Sunday, we will not have an NBA video. So tomorrow we will. So don't worry about that. You'll see it tomorrow. I'll do whatever the most liked comment is. Although I probably won't, because 2 of those 3 best bets are cashing tonight. At least 2, maybe even all 3. We're going for the sweep tonight. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Almost 15 minutes long. If you want the Dimers link down below, blah, 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 blah. I won't waste any more of your time. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Go follow me on TikTok. We're grinding there. I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.